Hello,
Yeah.
my name is
Hello.
Mahfam Ghods. I am the programmer and the coordinator for Calgary European Film Festival in 2021. Festival started in 2012 with five European movies from five European countries. And now on the 10th anniversary of this festival, we are having 26 European movies from 26 European countries. So we came a pretty long way, I would say. And of course, Iceland is one of those countries which we are screening the movie Backyard Village, directed by Marteinn Thorsson, who we are doing the Q&A today. And thank you so much for accepting our invitation and welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Okay, my main and first question is about the location of the movie, the location and landscape. It was amazing. It was really, really great. So I was really, really surprised with the location. So can you tell us more about the location? Why did you pick that location? Especially in Calgary, we are right beside the mountains, and so it feels familiar, kind of.
Well, I mean, it's Iceland. That's where I live. And more specifically, Backyard Village is also where I live, where the action takes place in that backyard. That's my backyard. So we wrote the story into this setting, into this atmosphere, for various reasons. I mean, emotionally, it's something that I connect with very well. It's something I know, and economically, it's a free location to shoot in. So it's it's perfect. For a low budget movie like this, it's everything works out great.
Oh, perfect. No, actually, the location is amazing. I'm sure Calgarian will enjoy and love all the landscapes. It's very, very nice. So now that we talked about the location, I'm also curious to know more about the cinematography, because it's very specific, especially on some scenes. I believe that you were looking for something special, like the scenes that was filmed from top, and when you go the first time you go to the mountain, and can you tell us more about the cinematography of this movie?
Well, my approach was that I wanted to make a movie that was very different from my last movie. My last movie, in cinematographic terms, was a point of view movie. It was told from the perspective of one person. We pretty much got into his head, the protagonist of that, and it was a messy, dirty, filthy, drunk, drugged, crazy perspective. Extremely, very, very, very different from this one. So I wanted to go back, to move the camera back a little bit on this one, and do something really simple with simple graphic shots, wide shots, take in the landscape, externalize the internal of the characters, and that's what we were really looking for in terms of that and the composition, and because both of our protagonists, the main protagonist, Brynja, the woman, and Mark, the male, are lost, feel alone, feel not connected, and so everything in the cinematography and the production design and all that tries to sort of emphasize that. I mean, it's by no means and I think it's a relatively sort of kind of basic approach in many ways, and I just think it's a sort of a basic story. Everything is very simple in this. I try not to complicate things. I try not to have any heavy symbolism or anything sort of heavy like that. I just wanted to make everything kind of work together in a very simple, subtle, clean, direct manner. And so, yeah, that's where I was working from, and it's also in many ways it's also very sort of two-dimensional and like the blank page that Mark shows her at the dinner table. I mean, that almost the aspect ratio emulates that, and 2D, simple, blank, always filling in though with like little bits and pieces of the story and clues. Yeah,
I see. Interesting. Okay. And about the casting, especially about the two main characters, because the main guy, I think he is not from Iceland, right? Mark. So and both of them, they're amazing. So how did you pick them? How was the casting done?
The actor who plays Mark, Tim Plester, I had known him for some time, 10, 15 years or something. I got to know him through another friend, an actor friend. They had worked together on something like a Viking thing for the BBC. It's an Icelandic actor, Ólafur Darri Ólafsson, and the Tim came to Iceland many years ago, and we had a wonderful time. And like, you always talk about projects, and I would like to be, in yours, and da da da. And most of the time, nothing really happens. But once in a while, there is something that happens. And so when we started writing the script, Tim was somebody we always had in mind. So the role is kind of tailored towards him. I had another actress in mind for Brynja in the beginning. Unfortunately, she couldn't do it. So I had a casting session, and I had several Icelandic actresses in mind, and Laufey came, and I just felt that she was really close to the character of Brynja, or sort of what I had, and when we started talking about the role, and that role, the female role, is based a lot on sort of my experiences myself with depression and anxiety and stuff, and that is channeled into that role. And Laufey has had similar issues with herself as a person, and that is something that she could easily tap into. And then I flew Mark in from London, and we had like a read through and rehearsals, and that is the moment that you kind of fear the most, is when you have two leads who are supposed to connect on a deep personal, emotional level, and I got lucky. They connected. They're both good people, and they enjoyed each other's company and professionalism and working with each other. So that was great.
Oh, okay, that's great. Thank you. And was the movie filmed during COVID or after that? So I'm just curious to know, did you have any issues in filming the movie?
No, it was filmed prior to COVID. It was filmed 2 months before everything shut down. So, I mean, rumors had started, news had started coming out of China, Wuhan, and but everybody thought, like most people, of course, they sort of think, yeah, it's this thing that will go away, but it didn't. And And interestingly enough, I went to Berlinale at the end of February, and we had roughly assembled the movie, and I was showing a T-shirt to some people at the Berlinale, and then returning home a couple of days later, everything was shut. And I did film a couple of inserts during the pandemic. For instance, the girl decorating the Christmas tree, and was like filmed in April. And her walking down the beginning of the movie, walking down that by the river, that was filmed beginning of April as well. So yeah, there was some stuff at the that was filmed during the pandemic, and of course, the whole post and the letter at the end. It was this letter in the end in the script, but of course we changed that to reflect the times. We felt we couldn't really make this movie without reflecting the times, especially because of the hug.
Yeah.
The intimacy, the sort of the message of how much we need intimacy and closeness and connectedness. It's and you really started. I mean, and I think we all have felt that, and still, kind of do. It's the world has changed a bit.
Okay, interesting. And then is the movie already screened in Iceland or not yet?
Yeah. We had to. We had I pre-sold it to an SVOD outlet here in Iceland. They were really, really nice with us. We were going to release it earlier, but they allowed us to wait because we wanted to get into theaters first. And then we had a little open, like a theater window, so we could screen it. And we had screened it for about a week, and then there was a rise in cases, and everything was shut down again. So
yeah,
it's
I know it sounds familiar. I know. Same here.
Yeah.
Like it happens. Same thing happens here. Okay, I wanted to ask a little about the story and especially about the dialogues. In some scenes, like the dinner table scene or the first time that they go to the Marteinn, the dialogues are very specific. So I was interested to know how they were written and how does the story come from? Is there any background or but the dialogues at those scenes are very touching.
I mean, the story. I wanted to tell a simple story about people dealing with trauma, without it being like this explosive drama, like very, very dramatic. Like without pushing it too hard. And I wanted to make a story about people dealing with loss and disconnectedness, and if that's even a word, and disconnect, and anxieties and depression. Those are things that I think a lot of us have had to deal with. Loneliness.
Right.
And so it came from that, and the character of Brynja came very early, and my writer, Gudmundur Óskarsson, Gummi, who's also a producer with me on this. We wrote like a skeleton of the story, of the script, and then he basically wrote the script. I did a bit of a rewrite, not much, but a lot of the dialogue is to his credit. He's just really good with dialogue. I love the way he works with dialogue, and then when you have rehearsals with the actors and the things start to become more flesh and blood, there's always a little bit of, adjusting, or, and especially in the case of like Tim, I mean, he brought his, he is English. We're not English. And so, if there were like there were little words that he wanted to change, I mean, that was fine because, he's like, I would probably use this instead of this, and it's a collaboration. So you try to get the best out of everyone that you're working with. And the actors, to me, are the flesh and blood of a movie, and their characters, and you try to find the people you trust and respect, and so you listen, you incorporate, and yeah, and like I said, in the end, it's a collaboration, and that's one of the reasons why I love working in movies, because I just love working with people that are more talented than I am. They make me look good.
Okay, and just as a last question, is there anything about this movie that you could share with us that nobody can find online or in IMDb or anywhere? Anything surprising?
Is there anything I could? I don't know. We weren't gonna shoot this during the snow. The like we were gonna shoot this in the beginning of November.
Okay.
Then Tim had something happening, and that whole mine that where he takes her to, it's actually like a really red quarry. You call it quarry, because that's where it's a sand quarry, volcanic sand, and we kind of picked it because it was so dense and red and dramatic, like it's like looking into blood, into a body, and but then on the second day of shooting, it just started snowing. And and this and it's sort of, that whole bit, it changed everything, and but I think it was like a lucky thing. I think it enhanced the internal state of the characters, and it got so cold in that pit. And so there's a line that he uses, something about this called the icy hell. That is something that was added because we were in an icy hell at that point, and and I was really worried about the character of the sister, who was actually pregnant with twins.
Oh, really? Oh.
And he had to, because he had to walk down there and in high heels, and although just for the shots, he didn't have to wear them when we did manage to transport her during the and we lost a day of shooting because of a snowstorm. We got this mad snowstorm. We shot it in 11 days. I don't know if you can find that somewhere. I don't know if I've said that publicly before, but yeah, I mean, accidents happen and things changed, and that's something that you have to deal with all the time. But sometimes you get lucky, and it just helps you with the process. And I feel we got lucky on this one, and we finished it, and you're seeing it, and I'm so glad that people are seeing it. I hope people enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed it, and I wish
Thank
I
you.
could watch that on big screen, because I think it is, even though it's a simple story, but I think it's a movie for big screen. You should feel the weight of
Yes,
snow and white color on yourself when you watch the movie.
yes,
Yeah. So
yes. It is. It did come out wonderfully on a big screen. Both here in Iceland, I went to Kiev in Ukraine to Molodist Film Festival there. Managed to get there. Was on a nice big screen there, and I saw it in Lucca in Italy just 3 weeks ago. Beautiful. It does look nice on the big screen. Yes,
yeah, no,
I
I
have to
think.
say.
Okay, thank you so much. It was really nice meeting you, and thanks again for accepting our invitation. And I hope that we can meet sometime in person when things are better.
Absolutely, yes, that'd be great. And good luck with everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You too. Have a good night. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.